Hello, Ben here and welcome to the channel. Today we've got the Rlaarlo Buggy, the X12S. Relatively new, came out just before Christmas. This is actually the V2 version. So the V1 version came out before Christmas. The version 2 came out just after Christmas, I believe. So anything that you've bought after Christmas will be the V2, and I'll go over what the main differences are. Before I get into the car, just want to give a shout out to Serious RC here in the UK. Now, anybody living in the US, they can order direct from Rlaarlo, or they can go onto Amazon US, and Amazon US you can generally get a lot of the Rlaarlo cars, which is fantastic. Here in the UK, historically, and in Europe, it's been direct from Rlaarlo. But now we do have a UK supplier who I believe does ship as well to Europe. You'll have to go onto his website and check that out. But I'll leave a link below to his website, which is Serious RC. Brilliant site. There's some really good stuff about him. And, you know, next day shipping as well. So fantastic. So if you're wanting something like a Rlaarlo car, he's got most of them in now. He's also got a lot more parts in now. And it does tell me that he's going to be getting more parts in. I'm not affiliated or anything like that. Just wanted to give a shout out, because if you're in the UK and you don't like waiting 10 days direct from Rlaarlo, then you can buy these cars. You can buy Rlaarlo cars, and you've got other stuff there as well. So go and check his website out. So this is classed as a 1/12 buggy. I think it's more of a 1/14 personally, size-wise. A big 1/14 or a small 1/12 if you like. Do love how the way it looks. It does come in this really nice blue and like black and orange, which is very similar to kind of like the McLaren colours on the F1. If you watch the F1, that's why I went for this colour, because McLaren are my favourite team. You can also get it in this black and yellow livery here, what you can see, more akin to something, say, Red Bull Racing. I think that's what they were going for anyway. But yeah, the body is fantastic. I really love this design. I think it looks really smart. It's really nicely painted. Decent Lexan, does feel actually pretty thick, and it's nice backed in this silver as well. And you've also got tethers for your body clips as well, which is pretty cool. You've got dish wheels, and they're held on by 12mm, so you better fit quite a lot of different tyres on this. 1/14 scale tyres anyway. Do feel nice and soft, and they do have foams inside there, but the compound feels pretty good, and they are glued on, which is good. Got a 45 amp ESC, which is 2 to 3S, which unfortunately is non-programmable. It does have a fan on it to keep it cool. You've got a 2845 motor, which is 3600 kV, so it does give you plenty of power. And you do also get included a 2200 milliamp 3S battery. And I do like the way that they've done this, where the ESC goes straight into this little connector here, so it keeps your battery leads really nice. I do like that design. I think that's a really clever little design that they've added in on there. You've got your battery receiver box here, which is not waterproof, and I would say a lot of these electronics are probably splash proof but not fully waterproof. And then you've got your little micro server down here, and you just get your normal little kind of like Dumbo RC-ish controller, which is alright. It does the job, feels okay in the hand, can do one-handed steering as well, takes 4 AA batteries. And you've got most of the switches that you need. You've got trim, you've got steering trim, you've got steering dual rate, and you've also got a throttle as well, so you can have it 100%, 75%, 50% or 25%. So if you want to hand it to a child or something like that and they want to try it out, then you've got all those settings on there as well. Get your normal bag of goodies, some extra stickers, some Allen keys, some wheel wrench, some spare gaskets for your diffs, and you also get a USB charger as well, and instruction manual. So what are the main difference between this and the V1, if you like? Well, the V2 has the shock caps on it, which is a really nice touch. Does actually just keep the top heat caps protected. Apparently got better metal in the actual diffs themselves, so the metal's been upgraded in the actual diffs. And apparently they've used longer screws as well to tie in the bulkhead to the wing, because they're having issues with this wing and the bulkhead coming apart where it's screwed in. Whether they fix the issue or not, we will see. Obviously a lot of people have got videos out there of how to actually put some longer screws in there and tie it in even better, but I'm going to leave it stock just for the purposes of the review and to test it as it is out of the box, as I always do. You've got a rear diff, which is fluid filled, front diff again, which is fluid filled, and you've also got a slipper clutch in the rear as well. And it does sound like it's pretty good. I'd always check your screws, make sure everything's nice and tight before you run it for the first time. You've got double wishbone suspension on the front and rear. You can change fully your camber and your toe in, your toe out. Everything can be changed fully on this car, which is really nice for a car of this price point and this size. To have all that you can change around is really nice. You've got a 6061 chassis, which with the nice etching on it does look really nice. And apparently these are 7075 shock towers as well. You've got a centre brace system which incorporates half plastic, and then it goes into like this metal, rod here, and then into plastic just to give it a bit of stiffness. You've got CVDs on the front and dog bones on the rear. I do like what they've done at the front here, where they've actually incorporated the plastic bumper and it actually scoops around. It does give it some nice extra strength, that, and just protects your front end. In the front you've got metal hinge pin holders which are really thick. They're about 5mm thicker than, and you've got them on the front. You've got that on your A block and your B block, and then on the rear they've actually got plastic hinge pin holders. But it makes sense, the front is where you get most of your impacts, where most of your damage is, so they've really tied that in nicely at the front. One thing I will say about this car out of the box, it does feel very well put together. There's no kind of wobble on the wheels. Everything feels really nice. Suspension feels really nice. Suspension does feel really good. Really good. Really good. Ebenezer, really good. It's got full bearings all the way around, although one thing I would love to see from Rlaarlo is actually seal bearings rather than shield bearings, as most of us will be running in the winter, especially at the moment, especially if you live in the Northern Hemisphere. Plenty of rain, snow, ice. Shielded bearings are not fantastic. They're going to rust pretty quickly, especially if you want to clean the car and stuff like that. So one thing, I would like to see from Rlaarlo is definitely the use of rubber seal bearings would be fantastic. I can't imagine it would cost much more than using shielded bearings. But yeah, our raw first impressions looks fantastic. Absolutely love the look of this car. I think the body looks absolutely cool. I'm going to take it out, I'm going to give it a speed run, see how fast we can get it stock. Also going to take it to the BMX track and just put it through its paces and give it a go. Put it through its paces. But yeah, on first impressions, absolutely fantastic little bugger. Really love this. Right, let's switch it on. Get the controller on first, and let's just see what that wheel spin's like. Yes, pretty cool. Right, let's get this out, give it a speed run, and then let's get it to the BMX track, and then I'll bring you back afterwards and tell you what I think. Right, let's see how fast we can actually get this to go. I need to sort the steering out, pulling well to the left. Wow, nice and smooth. And straight. Super smooth. Running nice and straight. Full throttle. Brakes are good. £30 miles an hour. That's not bad at all actually, out of the box. That's pretty good. 30 miles an hour. Pretty nice. And that was really stable as well. Controls beautifully, look at that. Hey. Right, let's get to the BMX track. Right, let's test this out on the BMX track. See how she does. It's a bit wet, but it should be a good test for it. See how it jumps on these smaller jumps. Tyres are struggling a little bit. But I tell you what, for such a small car, it's well planted. Jump so nice. I've already run this out. I've put about 3 battery packs through it already, but I lost the footage. Oh, nice. But it does jump so nice for a little small car. Oh, move though. One thing you do have to do though, you have to keep your finger on throttle a little bit when you jump it. It's got some kind of like little brake on it. So if you just let go, but it does float so nice. Let's take on this bigger jump, see how it does. So impressed with this car so far though. Oh yes. Oh nice. Oh, nearly took me out then. How she handles this bigger jump here. Handles the grass really well as well. Oh, nice. Nice. Whoa. And that's what I'm talking about. See that then? Just nosedive because it's got that kind of like a brake on it. But it's all good. It's all good. Took it. So you have to keep that finger on that accelerator a little bit when you take off, or it will nosedive. Oh, nice. Bit of air control though. Really good. So planted. And drive so nice. Brilliant. So much fun, these cars. Usually you spend up half your time picking up off its roof, but this seems to land really nicely. Oh, look at that fly. Oh, a bit of nosedive again then. Oh, she survives though. Nice. Handles so well though. Just point and steer. Nice. Absolutely fantastic little jump that. It has got some whip on it. Really has got some whip on it. Oh, what a jump. Oh, beautiful. So planted though for a small car. Really is. Nice. Whoa. Floated then nicely. I don't think he's got backflip in it though. Nope. Worth a try though. Oh, I think we broke something though. Oh, we have. We've broke something. All we broke is just the rear tie rod. Snapped to the plastic. To be fair, it was taking it. I've got some spare ones of these at home from the ROG ones, so easy fix. Apart from that, it's held up really, really well. Side looks good, fan's still working, which is good. Shocks are alright, arms are alright. Just this rear tie rod. Let's get it back and I'll tell you what I think about this. So here we are, all fixed up, all back, all nice and clean. As I said, the only damage we had was the tie rod on the rear here, and I've got some spare ones of those from the ROG one, so that's fantastic. Body has held up absolutely perfectly well. No damage, no dents or anything. Buggy bodies usually do anyway. As you see, the car itself, absolutely perfect. Suspension is still working really well. No issues with the diffs. ESC is working fine. I've given it a nice clean up. I've sprayed it with some GT85, which is like a silicone based. Really good for the car actually, it's good for the plastics as well. As you see, the wing has no issues with that, where the wing holds onto the back, no issues with that either. So yeah, really impressed with this car overall. So what do I think of this car? Well, first impressions, I've had about 4 battery packs for it now. Absolutely fantastic, love it. I think for the size it handles really well. I think it's great value for money. I think the tyres are okay. They do struggle a little bit on that kind of loose, kind of sandy, gravelly stuff. On the road, they're great. On a bit of harder compound, they're absolutely fine. But the suspension setup is perfect on this. The power ratio is brilliant. It jumps really nicely. Obviously, the ESC is non-programmable, which is a bit of a pain because obviously it does have that kind of like, it's almost like when you're in the air, it tends to like just automatically brake a little bit if you take your finger off the trigger. So you do have to hold the accelerator a little bit just to give you that air control, and then just take off a little bit when you land because you don't want to land on power. But overall, absolutely fantastic little car. So in the next video, what I'm going to do is, because the rear end does slide out quite a bit, I'm going to take out the slipper clutch and I'm going to loosen the slipper clutch a little bit because when I checked it, it's on full tightness. So I'm going to loosen that a little bit, which should stop the rear wheels spinning a little bit. I'm going to put the bigger pinion in it. I'm going to see how fast it goes with that bigger pinion. I'm going to see if messing around with the slipper clutch can just give you a little bit more control, especially at that rear end. Suspension I'm going to leave as it is for now because for me it's set up really nicely. I'm going to see what other tyres we can get for this. But yeah, apart from those changes there, everything else I'm going to keep exactly the same for the next run. See how it runs with that speed pinion, with that slipper clutch adjustments, and I'm looking forward to running this again. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely recommend this car. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely thumbs up. 100%. Remember to hit that like button and that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you like this video, check out one of these videos up here. Thank you for watching. Happy RCing.